Hello everybody. So our today's topic of discussion will be Chapter 6 Major Landforms of the Earth, Class 6 Geography NCERT. Okay, so we will majorly focus on the key pointers. This chapter we are going basically focus on the landforms and different components of the landform. So the landforms are a result of the two processes. Which are these two processes? The first one is internal process. The internal process leads to the upliftment and sinking of the Earth's surface at several places. Okay, so in this figure of 6.1, there are major landforms like our mountain ranges, plateaus, basins, hills, lakes, tributaries, plains, river, delta, mouth of the river, distributaries, peninsula, isthmus, coast, strait, island, sea. So these are few landforms which are available on our planet Earth. And the second process is the external process. So external process is basically the continuous wearing down and rebuilding of the land surface. The planet and the land we are staying is continuously moving, and the movement is due to erosion and deposition. So the wearing away of the Earth's surface is called erosion, and the surface is being lowered by the process of erosion and rebuilt by the process of deposition. So these two processes are carried out by running water, ice, and winds. Broadly, we can group different landforms depending on elevation and slopes as mountains, plateaus, and plains. So if you ask what are the major landforms, so these are basically our mountains, plateaus, and plains. And in this chapter, we will briefly discuss about these three terms. Okay, so first one is mountains. So a mountain is any natural elevation of the Earth's surface, and the mountains may have a small summit and a broad base. So basically, what are the mountains? Mountains have there are different kinds of mountains formed due to different environmental process. So basically, the mountains are higher than the surrounding areas, and some mountains are even higher than the clouds. And as you go higher, the climate become colder. Okay. In some mountains, there are permanently frozen rivers of ice, and these are called as glaciers. Remember this: glaciers are the biggest water source for the consumption of the human beings. So there are some mountains you cannot see as they are under the sea because of a harsh climate. Less people live in the mountain areas. Since the slopes are steep, less land is available for the farming. So if you see some characteristics of the mountains, so mountains are basically a natural elevation of the Earth's surface, and there are permanently frozen river of ice known as glaciers. The harsh climate, so there is less livelihood of people and animals. And since slopes are steep, there are less land for farmings. Okay, so you can see this fold mountain over our crust. So this is our crust area. Over this, there is a fold mountain. So fold mountains, the bestest example of fold mountain is our Great Himalayas. Then comes ranges. What are the ranges? So mountains may be arranged in lines, is known as ranges. So if you see like our Himalayas, there are ranges. There are continuous pattern of mountains. These continuation is known as range. So many mountain system consist of series of the parallel ranges extending over hundreds of kilometers. Himalayas, Alps, and these are the mountain range of Asia, Europe, and South America. So example में आप लिख सकते हो mountain ranges के major examples जो हैं. The first one is our Himalayas, second one is Alps and Andes. Okay. Then comes types of mountains. So there are three types of mountains. First one is fold mountain, second one is block mountain, third one is volcanic mountain. Okay. So the Himalayan mountains and the Alps are young fold mountains with rugged relief and high conical peaks. Aravalli ranges in the India is one of the oldest fold mountain system in the world. The range has considerably worn down due to the process of erosion. The Appalachians in North America and the Ural Mountains in Russia have rounded features and low elevation. They are very old fold mountain. So if we talk about the fold mountain, the bestest example are our Himalayas, Alps, and they are also the young fold mountains. Okay, young fold mountains का अगर आपको एग्जाम्पल पूछ दे तो आप हिमालय लिख सकते हो एंड एल्प्स लिख सकते हो. एंड आपको अगर ओल्डेस्ट पूछे तो हमारा जो अरावली रेंज है विच इज इन इंडिया, दिस इज द वर्ल्ड्स oldest mountain range. Okay, along with Appalachian in North America and Ural in Russia. Okay, so these are the oldest fold mountain, these are the youngest fold mountain. Remember these key points, they come in MCQ kind of questions. So after fold mountain, there comes our block mountain. So they are created when large areas are broken and displaced vertically. Okay, not horizontally, it's vertically. The upliftment block are termed as the Horst and the Graben. The Rhine Valley and the Earth.This mountain in Europe are example of such mountain systems. Locate them on the map, okay? So if you talk about the block mountain, they are basically displaced and broken in vertical forms. So you can see this image, the Horst and the Graben. तो एक अब देखोगे कि higher elevation पे है, the second one is lower elevation. So ये जो process है, ये basically block mountains में ही होते हैं, जैसे कि इनके example हो जाएंगे हमारा Rhine Valley and Earth.This mountain in Europe, okay? These are very simple terms. Then comes our volcanic mountain. Volcanic mountains are formed due to volcanic activities. Example is the Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa and Mount Fujiyama in Japan. There are certain features of mountains, like mountains are a storehouse of water. Many rivers have their source in glaciers in the mountains. Reservoirs are made and the water is harnessed for the use of people. Water from the mountain is also used for irrigation and generation of hydroelectricity. The river valley and the terrace are ideal for cultivation of the crop. Mountains have rich variety of flora and fauna. The forest provide fuel, fodder, shelter, and other products like gum, raisins, etc. Mountains provide an idealistic site for tourists. They visit mountains for their scenic beauty. Okay, so here are some features of the mountains. So mountains are basically the storehouse of water, which are essential for the consumption of the normal people. Also, these water which flow in the river are useful for irrigation, the hydroelectricity generation, etc. And then comes the large variety of flora and fauna found in mountainous region, which are essential for survival of a human being. And forests provide the products like fuel, fodder, shelter, and other products like gum, resin, etc. And also mountains are ideally very useful for the tourist purpose, and also it gives rise to tourism kind of things which help in the growth of economy of a country. Okay, the second term is plateau. So plateau is basically an elevated flat land. It is a flat top tableland standing above the surrounding area. So as compared to mountain, the plateaus are flatted. Okay, you see that mountains are in this shape, but plateaus are always in this shape. Okay, you can see this image, like the elevation you can see here and here, and they are basically flat and tabletop like structure. Okay, plateaus may have one or more sides with steep slopes, and the height of plateaus often varies from few hundred meters to several thousand meters. Plateaus, like mountains, may be young or old. The Deccan Plateau in India is the one of the oldest plateau. The East African Plateau in Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda, and the Western Plateau of Australia are other examples. Tibet Plateau is the highest plateau in the world, with a height of 4,000 to 6,000 meters above the mean sea level. So basically, plateaus are the flat top tableland. They can be height of not more than hundreds and thousands of meters. And the Deccan Plateau, which is in India, is the oldest plateau. And there are several other plateaus like Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda in East Africa. There are several other examples of plateaus. And also, the Tibet Plateau is the highest plateau in the world, with height of 4 to 6,000 meters above the mean sea level. Okay, what are the use of the plateau? So they are very useful because they are rich in mineral deposits. In case of plateau, it is rich in mineral deposits. Remember this one. As a result, many mining areas in the world are located in plateau areas. African Plateau is famous for gold and diamond mining. In India, huge reservation of iron and coal and manganese are found in Chota Nagpur Plateau. So remember this point, Chota Nagpur Plateau. So in India, Chota Nagpur Plateau have iron, coal, and manganese, a huge reservoir present in India. And if you talk about the African Plateau, there is a huge reservoir of gold and diamond. There may be several waterfalls as the river falls from the great height. In India, Hundru Fall in the Chota Nagpur Plateau on the river Subarnarekha and the Zog Falls in Karnataka are example of such waterfalls. The lava plateaux are rich in black soil, are fertile and good for cultivation. Many plateaus have scenic spots and are of great attraction of the tourists. So here are some features of the plateau. So several plateaus have waterfalls. As the river flow from a very great height, it turned as a waterfalls. One of the waterfalls like Hundru Fall in Chota Nagpur Plateau and Zog Falls in Karnataka. And also lava plateaus, which are formed through the volcanic process and with the help of lava. They are rich in black soils and are also very fertile and good for cultivation. Okay. Then comes our plains. So plains are a large stretch of the flatland. They are generally not more than 200 meters above the mean sea level. Some plains are extremely level, other may be slightly rolling and undulating. Most of the plains are formed by rivers and their tributaries. The river flow down the slope of mountain and erode them. They carry forward the eroded material. Then they deposit their load consisting of stone, sand, and silts along with their courses and their valleys. It is from these deposits that the plains are formed. So plains are basically formed through the deposition of the carried materials like stone, sand, and silt by the rivers. Okay, they are generally 200 meters of height. Some plains are at height, but most of them are not more than 200 meters above the mean sea level. Okay, generally plains are very fertile. Construction of transport network is easy. Thus, these plains are very thickly populated regions of the world. Some of the largest plains made by the rivers are found in Asia and North America. For example, Asia plains are formed by the Ganga and Brahmaputra in India and Yangtze in China. So if we talk about the major plains available in our world, so they are basically very fertile, and transportation network is very easily available for the construction and for the cultivation of the crops in their fertile lands. So several examples are mainly in Asia and North America. Like in Asia, if you see, the Ganga and Brahmaputra plains are the famous one, and in China, Yangtze. Okay. So plains are useful for human habitation. There is a great concentration of people as more flat land is available for building houses as well as for cultivation because of fertile soil. The land is highly productive for cultivation. In India too, Indo-Gangetic plain are the most densely populated region in the country. So the plains are useful for human habitation, and most of the human habitation lie in plains only. For example, in India, if you see the Indo-Gangetic plain, the most densely populated region is found in these areas only, like our UP, Bihar, etc. Then comes our landform and people, our next topic. So human beings have been living on different kind of landforms in different ways. Life is difficult in mountainous area. Plain provide much better condition. It is easy to grow crop, build a house or a road in plain than a mountain. Sometimes natural calamities such as earthquake, volcanic eruption, storms, floods cause widespread destruction and a huge loss of life and property take place. By creative awareness about such incident, we may lower the risk. So next para is like the example are like constructing houses on fertile land. Similarly, we throw garbages on the land or water making. So basically, in this, the landform are being related to how the people are using the landform. So basically in this, some natural calamities like earthquake and volcanoes eruption took place, which led to huge destruction of people and property. And also these are natural calamities. Instead of this, the human activities like houses construction of the fertile land, garbage throwing in the river, they are polluting our natural resources like our rivers and other natural things. Here is some activities to do, so you can do it by yourself. So yeah, this was all about the chapter. Let's do the exercises now. So our first question is, what are the major landforms? So there are three major landforms: the mountains, the plateaus, and the plains. Okay. What are the difference between the mountain and a plateau? Mountains have a small summit and a broad base like Himalayan mountains, and plateau is a flat top table standing above the surrounding areas. For example, our Deccan plateaus. Okay. What are the different type of mountains? So there are basically three different type of mountains: the fold one, the block mountain, and the volcanic mountain. Then comes, how are mountain useful to man? Okay, so we have read about the uses like it provides a good storehouse of water, reservoir, and also the water used for irrigation and hydroelectricity, and they have a rich variety of flora and fauna, and also a source of tourism which helps in economic growth of a country. Next one, how are plains formed? So plains are formed basically due to deposition of the sand, silt, and other material carried out by the river. Rivers flow down to the slope of the mountain and erode them, and they carry forward the eroded materials, and then they deposit their load in the plains, which after few years led to formation of the plains, which are highly fertile and suitable for the human habitat. Okay. Then why are the river plains thickly populated? So they are thickly populated because they are suitable for human habitation, and flat lands are useful for building houses and cultivation of the crops, and also they have fertile soil for the cultivation and survival of a human being. Okay. Next one is, why are mountains thinly populated? Mountains are thinly populated because life in mountains is quite difficult and due to harsh climate, and there is difficulty to grow in crops and building houses and roads. That's why it is thinly populated. Next one is, take the correct answer. The mountain differ from the hills in terms of, so the answer is elevation. Glaciers are found in mountains. The Deccan Plateau is located in our India. The river Yangtze flow it's in China. An important mountain range of Europe is, this is our Alps. Okay. Third one is filling the blanks. So A dash is an unbroken flat or a low level land. It is a plain. Second one, the Himalayas and the Alps are the examples of dash type of mountains. They are basically our young fold. Okay. Next one is dash area are rich in mineral deposits, the plateaus. The dash is a line of mountains, the ranges. या फिर range. Okay. So next one, the dash areas are most productive for farming. It is our plain. So yeah, this was all about the chapter. It was one of very interesting chapter of the geography. And if you like the video, share with your friends, subscribe to my channel and like the video. Thank you for watching.